We are tonight's entertainment.
What the fuck is this, Chet?
This is a tasty burger.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
You like Huey Lewis on the news?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Watch it spill your beans.
Woo! Let's fucking go.
Welcome back to the motherfucking film school.
You thought we were out, but we're really in.
In this corner, we've got Carl, the pants shitter Maxwell.
Known in some corners as the guy who doesn't think.
Known in some quarters as Bitch Carl.
Okay, hang on. And then in this corner, we have Cash, the Magnum condom wearing beast of a man with insane calves, right over here.
Wow.
Yep.
Spouting lies to the scoopers.
Dude, what are you
we
talking
miss a
about?
month of scoops, and you come back lying to them. That's
Listen.
their thanks. Hey, fuck you. I'm gonna, and your repayment is me lying to you.
Not a lie.
It's a lie.
Not
I've
a lie.
never worn a Magnum condom in my life. Right hand to Ryan Gosling.
He might
Never
not be able to
happened.
reach the bottom of a tuna can, but he sure can scrape the sides. You know what I mean? That's what we're talking
I like that
here.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that. That's awesome. But yeah, we should just act like nothing happened and then just do a normal episode. But we owe it to the scoopers.
I was gonna say when you were doing the also known as quick inside scoop for me. There's someone at my job site said that I look like JD Vance.
Ooh,
So people have been calling me JD for like an entire fucking week.
that's worse than Handsome Shrek.
Yeah.
That's worse than Papa Meat.
It's-
That might be like the worse than like Clint Howard.
Yeah,
That's
I-
bad. That's as bad as it
Clint
gets.
Howard.
Have you seen the memes about JD Vance killing the Pope?
No.
Because the Pope died, and JD Vance met him like hours before he died.
He's got the cheese touch.
Yeah. So everyone's like posting their theories, and someone was like, "This is my best theory," and it was on the inside of. It's a picture of them shaking hands, and on the inside of JD Vance's hand, it's one of those electric gum tricks.
He's got the thing that the Joker has. Lights him on fire.
Yeah. But yeah, we're back. Shit just didn't go as planned for the past month. The bulk of it, why we couldn't record, is that I was sick. I wasn't like... It was weird because it was mainly allergies. And when you hear that, you're like, oh, so you're a bitch. You could have recorded, but you had allergies. But these allergies were fucking me up bad. And it was giving me a sore throat. And I kept coughing and sneezing while I had a sore throat, so it was damaging my throat and fucking up my vocal cords.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really talk. I could like talk if I had to, but I definitely couldn't do a podcast.
Yeah.
And that's for like 2 or 3 weeks. That was why I couldn't record. And then Carl's been really busy with work. I've had more shit on my plate recently.
And then the holiday.
The holiday, Easter, yeah. So it was just an unfortunate swing of events. But luckily, this all happened at a time where poop movies were coming out.
Yeah.
Mainly.
Predominantly.
It's not like this happened during Superman week.
Yeah.
So that would never happen. If I couldn't record during Superman week, I'd just go to the doctor and have them install new vocal cords so I could record and do a Superman episode.
Or I just go to the Walmart and buy a gun.
Yeah.
Make something happen.
2 pills? Why don't you give me a bottle of scotch and a handgun so I can blow my fucking head off? So yeah, it was just like every week we planned on recording, and then the day would come, and we just couldn't record for whatever reason. So sorry about that, but you know,
Yeah.
that's
Both
just the way
of
to
the
cookie
guys that
crumble,
listen
man.
to this, I apologize.
Yeah, you 2 people that listen to this, my bad, man. I owe it to you.
Yeah.
I owe
We
you
really
a lot.
kept you waiting.
Yeah, my buddies were like that listened to it. Like my buddy Squilliam, he was talking about how he was going through the Scoop archives because we weren't posting, so he was going through like our old episodes.
Dang it.
He was on the TMNT episode.
Oh dang, that's a
That was
real old
2
one.
years ago.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing to people.
It's crazy that we've been doing this that long
and have gained no traction.
We're still treading water.
Still have 4 listeners.
We're on.
This is what you call insanity. We've gained 4 followers, and we're like, let's keep it rolling. It'll take off one day.
I've been tugging on my wiener for 27 years, and it still hasn't gotten any bigger, dude.
Yep.
It's the same thing.
Yep. But yeah, sorry about all the missed episodes, but you know, life happens sometimes. So
we have been doing cool stuff.
Here and there.
You've been doing cool stuff.
Here and there, you know, like that. Sorry, I pulled a Carl, but I have a picture of a knight on the TV, like crisscross applesauce, like meditating. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, whatever these videos are, Cash's YouTube.
This one's called "Some Old Wounds Never Truly Heal."
Dude.
And it's posted by Spiritual Brother.
Listen.
If you guys are ever in need of some good content, look up Spiritual Brother on YouTube.
Cash's YouTube feed is full of these videos.
This next one's called "I Can't Seem to Find My Way Out."
What he had pulled up was like the taste of my blade or something. I was like, dude.
This
What
one's
is
called
going on?
"I'm Out with Lanterns Looking for Myself."
It's all nights in perilous locations.
Yeah.
I must rest here a moment. What the hell is this, dude?
As the ash floats by, you wonder where the time has gone.
Yeah, this is Cash's YouTube. This whole thing is just that.
Yeah. This is what's gotten me through this month with no scoops.
Seeing nights struggle.
Yeah, seeing nights have dark times.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That and deviled eggs that got you through it.
That certainly helped.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, didn't hurt. I'll tell you that for free. It didn't hurt at all. But Scoop of Life,
Inside scoop, go ahead.
I finished Scoop of Life. I finished The Way of Kings, and this was so long ago because we haven't recorded. And I did like The Way of Kings, but I thought it was too long, and I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Ooh.
The Way of Kings is the first Stormlight Archive book, and the end is like awesome. Obviously, when you get to like page 850, awesome shit starts happening.
Does it seem like maybe this was tough to get through, but the groundwork is laid for something really
That
awesome?
is how it felt.
Okay.
But I'm now reading book 2, and I'm 40% through, which is 400 pages, and I'm thinking about not finishing it.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm 400 pages in, and there's been one chapter that got my below parts excited.
Dang.
So everyone said... So I'm reading Words of Radiance. That's book 2. It's the highest rated book on Goodreads of all time, of any genre, any book.
Good
It's
grief.
the highest rated book of all time. And everyone says it's Sanderson's best book and Sanderson's best ending. So it's like I feel like I should keep going and like finish the book to see how it ends. But it's like, dude, I don't want to have to read like the audiobook amount that I have left is 18 hours.
Oh my god.
So I'd have to read like 14 hours of content that I kind of am not enjoying to get to it. So I'm thinking about just stopping. Maybe I'll finish it one day, but I definitely think I want to take a break and
do you
read some
think
other
you're
stuff.
burnt out, or is it just the area of the story has gone like taken it to maybe isn't as interesting? Like what's
Well, it's
holding
like
you back?
I was really interested by these characters in the first book. Well, there's 3 storylines. 2 of them I was really interested in. And now in book 2, it's like things are moving so slow and there's like no sense of urgency that I'm like losing interest in the characters that I liked. So,
God, that sucks. That
Yeah.
seems crazy to do a full like enormous book of like setup and establishing things.
yeah.
And then like, all right, now that we've got all that out of the way, let's take it back a little bit.
Yeah. It's like some authors pack their books with awesome stuff and then don't know how to end it. And it's like Sanderson saves all of his good ideas for the end of the book.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't work for me. That might work for some people because it's like the last thing you remember when you read. But I just can't do that. I just can't. When the book is 1,000 pages, I can't do that. I can't just wait for the end for it to get good. So I'm going to take a break from it and start something else. I want to start like a standalone book that's not part of a series, so I can just like finish it and then like pick something else. Yeah. My buddy Evan really wants me to read Station 11, so I'm probably going to read that first.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
And I told him to read Mistborn, and he's reading it now, and he's sending me updates, and he's liking it. He judged the book by its cover. Remember when I told you he stopped Mistborn on chapter 1?
yeah.
Because he said he didn't like this character. Yeah. And he said, I don't like this character. And I was like, dude, do you know what a character arc is? Like, you have to keep reading and the character will change. But, yeah, he's about to finish it now. And he's losing his mind because it's so fucking good. So I was spoiled by Mistborn because Mistborn is like constant plot progression, character arcs. Like, no, it never feels like you're just waiting around. And Stormlight so far feels like a lot of it's just waiting around, and I'm not fucking with it. So I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my next non-comedian book and comic book I've decided is gonna be House of Leaves. I've had it for a while, and people really like it, I think. Mm-hmm. And I had started a while ago, but I never got around to finishing it.
Okay.
So that'll be my next one.
And keep going.
That was it. I don't do a lot of reading, so I don't have anything else to say. I haven't even started it yet.
House of Leaves looks cool, though.
House of Leaves looks really cool.
Yeah. But I guess that's it for Scoop of Life. The NFL draft's in 2 days. Panthers are probably going to pick someone bad. Woo!
There you go. I haven't shit my pants.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what does that mean? Like 3 days have went by?
No, since the break.
Oh, since the break? Wow.
Yeah.
That's got to be a record.
Most definitely it's a record.
Yeah, that's certainly a record. But yeah, I guess that's it. So we'll talk about, this is like a mix of news and like TV episodes we watched.
Oh yeah.
So
are we gonna get into TV?
Yeah, I got some TV on here.
Okay.
So first up, it's the most recent. We watched episode 2 of The Last of Us. Correct. Season 2. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I really feel the need to get into spoilers for this. Do you?
No. I mean, there is...
I feel like I can give my thoughts without getting into spoilers.
Yeah, I can do it.
Here's the thing. I didn't think they did anything necessarily bad. I don't think they, like, butchered anything specifically. They swapped some characters around, and they added a completely new, like, storyline with Jackson. And while I thought it was really well done and really cool, and it was really entertaining, I felt like it was competing with the other scene. Like, the biggest scene to me, like, the biggest, most memorable scene from the games was competing with another, like, with an action scene. And I didn't really love that. But I thought, like, they did it kind of, like, by the book, like, pretty, close to the games. But I just didn't feel anything, really. When I played the games and I got to the scene, it destroyed me. And that doesn't happen a ton, especially for a game. It's like a game's never made me cry before. Spider-Man, I think, the end of Spider-Man 1 made me cry. But The Last of Us Part 2, like, destroyed me, and I was sitting there sobbing, and I didn't stop thinking about it for a week. It genuinely made me depressed, actually. So that's how, like, impactful that scene was for me in the game. And when I watched this show version, I was like, I mean, it's pretty good. That was my reaction. And it just didn't have near the impact, because I just think the game does, like, everything better. And that's kind of my thoughts on it. I thought some of the lines they gave Abby were a little weird. And I thought she, like, talked for too long, but other than that, it was fine.
Yeah. I never really felt, so in the game when I was watching the events unfold, I just kind of, like, got mad. I was like, dude, what the fuck? And then in the movie, I felt less anger, but they're shifting the way the story is told around in the show compared to how it is in the game. And I do think it's for the better. I know you said you kind of disagree with that.
Yeah, I think it made it worse.
But I think it's for the better because we get to spend a little bit more time with certain characters before events take place that maybe puts us into a different headspace watching the events unfold versus just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Mm-hmm. I do think it's better. I think that what they've done, that a couple of things they did with Abby kind of makes me question her place in her group. She doesn't really seem like a leader, and I don't really know why people respect her in her group. It seems like she's putting their lives at risk for a very, like I get what she's doing, but it seems like no one else is on board, and it's like, why are you even listening to her? In the game, Abby's a lot more muscular. Seems like she asserts herself more, and she like calls a lot more of the shots. But it seems like in the show, it's just they have this understanding that she's the leader for some reason, and they just listen to her even though what she's trying to do is insane. So that was a little weird. But I do like the swap of the events. I liked the Jackson storyline. It made that whole leading up to the scene, like you were talking about, it made it, I think, feel more natural that during this panic, things happened that, no one was really thinking. So I think that helped a little bit with that. So I think they're making improvements, but they're also doing things with characters that are kind of making it worse at the same time. So it's kind of balancing itself out as just like I guess kind of thing.
Yeah.
I also still think that the story to The Last of Us 2, no matter how it's told, like the overall message of the events that take place is just like not super interesting to me.
Oh, it's super interesting to me. Watching the show makes me want to replay the games. I love the games so much. But yeah, I hope that now that this event has happened, it because I've had a problem with Bella Ramsey's performance as Ellie, and hopefully this event makes her more like serious and jaded, like she's typically, like she typically is in the games, and less like a 14-year-old.
Yeah, because nice. she has to carry now, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, that's my thoughts. The games are much better, but I don't think they're doing anything necessarily wrong other than the Ellie casting. It's just like it just doesn't hit the same as the game.
Yeah.
And the Superman teaser.
Yes.
It's been a while since we recorded, so we haven't talked about it, but they released a 5-minute sneak peek of Superman, and it was Superman landing and Crypto jumping on him, wanting him to take him home, but he's jumping on him. And at first, I was like, I don't love that, because it's reminding me of like Guardians, unless like Superman. But then the more I thought about it, the less it bothered me, because I was like, he's a dog. That's what dogs do.
Yeah.
Like dogs accidentally like step on your nuts.
Yeah.
Like they don't mean to do it. They're just like playing with you. And so then I was like, okay, that doesn't bother me. But then he drags him to the Fortress of Solitude. These little dope-ass robots taking him in.
Love the robots.
The sun starts healing him, and he starts screaming. And everyone online complained that he was screaming. They're like, the sun heals him. It's not supposed to hurt. It is healing him, and that hurts. When you have 14 broken bones, those bones forming back together again are going to hurt.
Yeah.
So, are you fucking stupid? Like, are you
dumb?
dumb?
Want him to come instead?
Yeah. Oh,
we might be onto something. Hang on.
I wouldn't be mad.
Maybe screaming was a bad idea.
Yeah, maybe they're right. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Then it kind of like turns into the trailer.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking awesome. I mean, what do you know?
Yeah,
another Superman thing dropped in another awesome time I had.
Yeah, it was insane. I love the way the Fortress of Solitude looked. I liked the robots a ton. I liked him having a fucking tanning bed in his house to fucking heal.
Hell, fucking
this like
yeah.
sun chamber. That was awesome. And the Fortress of Solitude turns to like have the magnifying glass like blast solar rays onto him. We never really get like, we always have like a moment where he's like in the sun and like gets healed, but we've never really seen anything like that or it being on like premiere like that before.
Yeah, super awesome.
I know in Man of Steel or BVS, I can't remember, he gets nuked and then like his corpse
his corpse
drifts
like
to
flies
the sun.
to the sun.
Yeah.
And he looks like a zombie. I hate that scene so much because
it's
they
really
they CGI'd him.
Which one is it?
I think it's Zack Snyder's Justice League.
It's Justice League?
I think so.
Oh. Well, whatever it was, that's like really the only time I can think of in recent, like in the other movies that we've seen the sun come into play. So I really liked everything they set up. I like Crypto. If anyone doesn't like Crypto, you don't like a good time. That's just how it is.
We heard Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor voice.
He's back.
He's back.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. But yeah, I mean, they didn't show like too much new stuff, but let's fucking go.
You know what wasn't back? My cum. It was gone.
Yeah. Superman teaser looked awesome. Ryan Gosling is set to star in Sean Levy's Star Wars Starfighter. Some thoughts on this. Really happy Ryan Gosling's doing a Star Wars movie. That's cool. That's very cool. Don't like that Sean Levy's directing it. That's not cool. But I think he's a little overhated as a director. I think he can make really fun movies. And what I want Star Wars to be is fun. I know a lot of people want Star Wars to be like serious and they want to have like a Darth Vader movie, which yeah, that'd be cool. But when I go to a Star Wars movie, I just want it to be fun. That's really all I want. I'll go to other things. I'll go to Blade Runner when I want something serious. Like Star Wars is just not where I go for that. So I feel like Sean Levy could really make a fun like adventure movie with Ryan Gosling. But what worries me is that it's called Starfighter, which sounds like he's going to be a pilot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Don't want that.
Yeah.
I want him to have a lightsaber. I want him to be awesome. I want him to be cool.
I see. That's the thing. I think the days of cool stuff in Star Wars is kind of over.
Well, you just watched Andor, so.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right.
Don't know about that.
I guess I got some egg on my face because there's some cool stuff in there.
I guess you do.
Yeah, no, I don't know. They've done the stories with like just like regular people in the Star Wars world, and you know that's fine. But we haven't gotten a really awesome lightsaber stuff, like actual Jedi, and that's what I should specify with. We haven't gotten cool Jedi and Sith stuff in a while. Like all the villains introduced.
You know what I kind of want?
The sequels have been kind of trash, except for the introduction of Kylo Ren. But even then, I think his character is really cool by design, and his like story is cool. But where they took the character was dumb.
Yeah. What I kind of want out of a Star Wars movie with Ryan Gosling is sort of like a Suicide Squad with him. Like a Suicide Squad Guardians of the Galaxy movie where he's like the Star-Lord. He's like the leader of this like oddball team. And he's like the charismatic, fun like guy that has a lightsaber. I feel like that'd be really fun. Could it be a little too similar to other things, perhaps? But this is Sean Levy we're talking about. I just feel like that'd be fun.
No, I mean, I think that could work because the Jedi Order is like dead and gone. And so he could be like this, guy trying to put the order like back into place, but he's just dealing with what he's got.
But he doesn't have any respect for it by anyone, so he has to like recruit these like oddball people that no one cares about.
And he's got like, maybe no experience with it, so he's just trying to like learn shit as he goes. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to see that. We saw the Fantastic Four trailer. Let's fucking go.
How'd you feel about it?
I'm jacked to the tits.
I heard some people talking about some lines that were done in the trailer with
Vanessa Kirby.
I thought someone said something about
people are complaining about Joseph Quinn too, but I haven't noticed it. I haven't noticed any accent problems. Yeah. I like if you really listen, I kind of hear it. Cuz he's like, "You're late." And then she's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "What do you mean what I mean? You're late." And she goes, "We are." So
She does say
I get that one specific line, but it's like people's accent slips through all the time in movies. It's not like a deal breaker. Like, get over it. You know, not everyone's Christian Bale, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the trailer, I thought it looked really cool. I love their suits. I love the little sneak peek of Galactus we got, like stepping through the city. That looked so awesome.
That was really cool.
It looked so fucking awesome.
How did you feel about Silver Surfer? The aesthetic. Just the aesthetic.
I feel like it doesn't look as good as you would want it to look in 2025.
That's the only thing that I really had a problem with. Even my issues with The Thing. I think it's just that line of him like cooking.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just that line because in the full trailer when you see him talk more, it seems like his voice is matching up with him.
Mm-hmm.
It could be maybe his enthusiastic voice doesn't match like his body. That could be what it is.
I'm in love with the way the Thing looks.
The Thing looks awesome.
I think
aesthetically
it looks
awesome.
perfect.
I liked the Galactus walking through the city. The only thing I wasn't super thrilled with, and I know people are gonna probably talk shit because they did a gender swap on the Silver Surfer, but
There's a woman Silver Surfer in the comics, so
oh, there is.
yeah.
Oh, I had no idea, but I figured I was like, people are gonna probably be pissed about this for no reason.
As long as the character's good and cool, I don't care.
But visually, didn't look the best.
CGI just doesn't look very good.
Yeah.
I found out recently that the Silver Surfer from the 2000s movies, well, I guess it's just one of them, but he was like, obviously they added effects afterwards, but he was practical.
Yeah, because he like
they were filming on location with a guy painted silver, and probably just like after the fact, like made him shinier in post, but like he was there and practical.
Yeah, because he like loses his power in the old movies, and like he's like an alien. And I think it's the same guy that plays the fish guy from Hellboy.
Oh,
but I'm not 100%.
But yeah, I didn't think Silver Surfer looked great visually, but
it could have just been, when you have a character that has like
that's metallic,
basically mirrored skin, it could just be the like scenes we saw her in.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's one of those things that we're not going to really know until we see it play out in the movie. But
yeah,
that was the only thing that really stuck out to me was like, whoa.
But you're getting your dream of Franklin Richards.
I am, dude. Whenever they said that she was pregnant, I was like, holy shit.
You've been wanting Franklin Richards for a while.
What does he say?
Johnny?
No, I was going to say the dynamic of power is going to change.
Oh,
forever,
the hierarchy of power.
The hierarchy of power in the Marvel Universe is going to change forever.
The hierarchy of power in the Richards family is about to change forever.
No, Franklin Richards is fucking crazy. Dude.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. We watched the Daredevil finale. And my thoughts on Daredevil Born Again is when it first aired, we came on here and we were like, holy fucking shit. This is awesome. I hope the whole season's like this. The whole season wasn't like that. So what happened was I knew that this season was spliced together because they started shooting a season and then they realized after they started shooting, they were like, wait, this isn't good. So we're going to scrap this and like restart. And I thought that they were just like scrapping what they shot and like doing something like filming completely new footage. But what they actually did was they kept what they shot, but just like stopped and like rewrote scenes around it to try to make the stuff around it better. And so what was reshot was episodes 1, 2, and the finale. And the best episodes of the season are episodes 1, 2, and the finale.
Yeah.
Because they were written by completely different people and directed by, I think it's Morrison and Whitehead, I think are their names, but it's like a duo director. And they're so good at directing, you can tell like instantly when they're directing an episode because the colors pop, the visuals, the camera work is very intentional and creative, and it's so obvious when they're not behind the camera. So what I said when we first talked about it, and I was like, I hope it's like this the whole season, that ended up being the biggest problem, is that it wasn't like that the whole season, and it hits a really slow patch in the middle. and then it gets back to cool shit at the end. But the problem is, it was initially supposed to be 18 episodes, and they cut it in the middle at 9, and they said this will be season 1, and the other half will be season 2. So now this finale for season 1 feels incomplete, and it doesn't feel like a full. When you think about the season finales of the Netflix seasons, they feel like season finales.
Yeah.
Especially 1 and 3. They're very like epic and big and fulfilling.
Yeah, and then
this
that has like a big arc that he ends.
This doesn't feel like that. This feels like a mid-season finale. Like how older shows like Breaking Bad and The Sopranos, their final seasons would be like split in half.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to make them really long, and the mid-season finale would be like something really cool, but not like a full like a final, episode.
Yeah.
And that's how this felt. It was like it was a scene with the Punisher and it was cool, but it didn't feel like a season finale. And the ending of the season was also like a cliffhanger, sort of. Not necessarily like you don't know what's going to happen, but it was like hyping something up. Mm-hmm. Sort of like how Across the Spider-Verse ended with like Gwen Stacy like forming a team.
Yeah.
And it's like that's not technically a cliffhanger, but it's just like it's teasing something more.
Yeah.
And so that was a little unfortunate that it's a season finale and it doesn't feel super fulfilling, but I think the next season's supposed to air next year, so it should be here like pretty quick because they're already filming it now. I showed you the set leaks of his fucking black suit. Oh my god. He's wearing a black suit and he has the double D's on his chest. And it looks fucking gold. It's gold. It's money. I mean, good lord.
I love a man with some double D's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But what was your thoughts? I just realized I feel like I don't think you've said a word about Daredevil yet.
You gushed for a while, dude.
Yeah.
No, I feel the exact same way. I think it's a noticeable step. Like 1 and 2 were huge. Like after that, I feel like it was a pretty big rug pull because they kept teasing cool things, and one of the biggest letdowns of the show was Muse. And I was really excited because it showed like different people. In the trailer, it was like, or the promotional stuff for it was like, Kingpin, Bullseye, Muse, these different people he'd be interacting with. And the show is
White Tiger too.
Yeah, White Tiger. The show is Daredevil, Kingpin. All the other shit is just background noise.
You get like one Muse episode, one Punisher episode, one White Tiger episode, and then like the rest is Daredevil and Kingpin.
And I'm fine with the co-hero episodes being like one episode where it's like, Daredevil, Punisher, Daredevil, White Tiger. Like that's fine. But like all 3 seasons, Kingpin is a factor in the show, and he's the main villain of season 3 and season 1, really. So now we're having another season of Kingpin, and the problem is I like where they landed with Kingpin basically, having accumulated all this power, and now they're going up against each other. I wish he had done that behind the scenes while Daredevil was kicking someone else's ass, and someone else was in the spotlight.
Yeah.
And I also feel like I don't like the choice of him not being Daredevil for a good amount of the season.
Yeah, that was the previous regime's idea for the show was let's make a Daredevil show with no Daredevil. And they just wanted it to be like a courtroom drama.
Yeah, you want to talk about subverting expectations?
Yeah.
That would have blown my socks off.
Yeah.
If I played Daredevil Born Again and then never saw Daredevil.
Not even Ryan Johnson would stoop that low for subverting expectations.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
So
let's make a Batman movie where he's just Bruce Wayne the whole time.
Yeah. And then
they also sounds pretty awesome, but we'll move on. I digress.
And then they got rid of the old team basically, and they brought in new characters, and I was like, okay. It was a nice little nod to the old team. We know where they're at. We know what's going on with them. That's it. Now there's new people. And then at the end of the episode, they bring back some of the old people, and I'm like, dude. It just kind of felt like they were like scrambling to make stuff work and set things up.
Like in the first 2 episodes, you see Matt, Karen, and Foggy, and then you never see Karen again. And it's like this weird. It's like the weirdest thing about the season is Karen just disappearing. And then in the final episode, the one written and directed by the good people, Karen comes back.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's kind of a spoiler, but
Yeah,
not
I
really.
wasn't gonna say anything, but I was like,
But yeah, it's so obvious that like that's like they wanted her in the show and they just like couldn't until like the final episode.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. Hopefully season 2. I think season 2 is being completely directed by the good people. So hopefully season 2 is a lot more consistent. And if it is actually being written and directed by those two guys, I have really high expectations for season 2.
yeah,
Because if it's going to be all like episodes 1, 2, and 9, that's going to be nuts. Because they snapped. Next news, John Lithgow, and Nick Frost have been confirmed to be in the Harry Potter series. Lithgow is playing Dumbledore, which I already like told you was like a rumor. But Nick Frost is playing Hagrid.
I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
A lot of people didn't like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Nick Frost. I'm a fucking.
Yeah.
I don't know how Hagrid is portrayed in the books. I've never read a
cares?
Harry Potter book.
I think when all this is said and done, like no one's gonna be happy with any casting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not him. It's not that guy. Like Hagrid's not Robbie Coltrane. So
fuck off.
yeah. Like everyone loves the cast of the original, so it's like it's never no one's. I highly doubt there's any casting that Harry Potter, like the Harry Potter series, could make where people would be like, "Oh my god, that's awesome! I'm so excited for that."
Are people complaining about Lithgow?
Yeah,
Jesus, dude.
yeah, they're complaining about everything.
Lithgow, I thought it was even a better casting than Nick
Yeah,
Frost.
I thought that was a really good Dumbledore casting, but
Yeah.
dude, no,
I
yeah.
love Lithgow.
Yeah, people are gonna hate on every casting because it's such a well cast movie series. So it is what it is. But
Yeah, no, I like both of those. Those
Yeah.
both made me excited.
there were other people that were like confirmed, but I didn't know them, so I didn't say them. Like I never
Well,
heard
you're
of them.
not a big fan of like the comedy style of the movies that Nick Frost has been in,
except for Paul.
except for Paul.
Yeah,
How do you
Paul's
feel
good.
about Nick Frost?
I mean, I think he's fine. I don't mind him being Hagrid. I think he's like he can be really funny, but
I think he's really funny.
some of the writing like he has to read isn't always the funniest to me because he's British and he does a lot of British stuff, and British comedy is just not always for me.
It is when it's Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, dude. I love me some Shaun of the Dead.
Like Paul.
Like Paul.
Yeah.
Like Paul, yeah.
Yeah. Robert Pattinson is being eyed to play the villain in Dune Messiah.
Dude.
Where does this guy get off?
He can't keep getting away with it. Why does he keep jerking me off every second?
He's going to be, if it isn't canceled, in the Batman 2, The Odyssey, and Dune Messiah.
You can't stop this.
The
guy,
best
dude.
3 movies of the next 3 years he's going to be in.
Yeah. Signed up for the three-peat, dude.
Yeah. That
Holy
dirty,
shit.
dirty devil.
Yeah.
Where he's got some brass balls on him, you know? Like,
Yeah,
this guy is just collecting my cum.
Yeah.
He's got a jar of it on his shelf.
Yeah. Him and fucking Denis, dude.
Yeah.
Denis,
He probably goes to Denis' house, brings his cash jar, and he's like, dude, look at how much I got. And then they're like comparing.
yeah. Denis is definitely more.
Is it?
I think he's got more.
I've never seen a Denis movie 10 times.
That's true. That's true.
He's got 10 pumps of the Batman in there. It's getting all like sticky and moldy now.
Dude, he's like, it has to be the best movie.
That's certainly a
the
Denis.
best actors.
But yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Hopefully he gets to do that.
Yeah.
Hopefully all these things he's signing up for doesn't fucking ruin the Batman 2.
I know that Robert is an insane actor. We know that, at the Scooper fans. But you've read Dune Messiah, right?
I have.
Do you think he fits the bill for the villain of Messiah?
Yeah.
I have no idea who the villain is.
Yeah. He fits the bill.
Is he going to be bald?
I will say, like, the character, like, the villain of Dune Messiah can just kind of be anyone.
Oh, okay.
Like, visually, it can kind of be anyone. So.
Is he bald, though?
I don't know. He's not bald. I mean, not that I remember.
I was liking them turning everyone bald.
That was a good thing they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially because I don't think that's in the book at all. I think he just Denis mentioned like making that up because he thought it made them look less human, having like no hair.
Oh, they have hair in the book?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
shit.
It's not mentioned that they don't have hair.
Oh,
like in the David Lynch one, they have hair.
well, yeah, because they
it's
did
Sting.
a lot of crazy
Like Sting's
stuff.
Fade Ralpha, and he's just Sting.
He's just Sting.
Yeah.
What a crazy fucking movie that was.
But yeah, we watched Tron Ares trailer.
Yep.
Let me tell you, I'm jacked to the tits.
Dude, we got sucked at. They're sucking everything out.
I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited that not even Jared Leto can ruin my excitement.
Yeah, that was so the Tron Ares trailer. Jared Leto's in it. Don't like him.
We were watching the
Jared
trailer,
Leto.
and I looked over at you, and Jared Leto's not revealed until like pretty late in the trailer, and you were watching with puppy dog eyes, and then I look over when Jared Leto comes up on screen, and you go,
dude, they were so
God damn it.
close. They're so close. But yeah, Jared Leto sucks. But they're also in the trailer to Tron. They're bringing the Tron world into real life, and that sounds cool on paper. But I like the Tron world. Give me the Tron world.
the grid.
Give me constant darkness, neon lights, and motorcyclists. All black, dress in all black, throw discs. Nothing else but you and the light. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
So I'm worried that they're gonna dick around in the. Oh my god. That's insane.
You fucking joking?
A digital frontier.
Tony Stark built this in a cave.
I was in Tron, man.
Dude, yours is better than mine. Yeah, I'm afraid they're gonna dick around in the real world for too much of the movie.
Hopefully it's like an even split.
I would be fine with a 70-30, 30 in the real world. You know what I mean? Give me the grid.
I do love the grid, but I also love the visuals of taking it into the real world and having these lights and shit. I thought the lighting looked really good.
Yeah.
Not just like the red Tron lighting, but like the actual, just like the way the city looks. It reminds me of like the way movies used to look when you would shoot them at night. So
And
I'm
then,
really excited.
I'm pretty sure the character's name is Zeus. Zeus.
Yeah. He's not in it,
I can't remember if he died or not.
hopefully.
Let's hope he died.
Yeah, let's just
If I have to watch a movie with Jared Leto and Zeus, I'm jumping off a fucking bridge. There's gonna be no hope for me, dude.
Hey dude, just cut off my head.
Yeah, how about you just fucking bomb my house?
But yeah, Tron Ares looks awesome. We watched the Final Reckoning trailer. What do you know? Still looks awesome.
Yep.
I mean, what do you want me to say? You want me to shoot a rocket out of my pants?
Yeah, it's Tom fucking Cruise.
I can't believe that comes out like a month from now.
Yeah. I
That's
still can't
crazy.
believe that like Superman's happening.
I know. By the way, don't want to go on a tangent. The lack of Batman 2 news is starting to be alarming. Matt Reeves said they're shooting later this year, and we still have no information, no castings, nothing. And there's rumors that like he's having a tough time like in his personal life. I've heard rumors it's about like a possible divorce. I've heard rumors that it's like health problems. But he's like, he went to the Golden Globes, I think it was, a couple months ago, and he looked good. He looked fine. He looked like healthy. I mean, I guess you can't tell exactly. Like someone could look good and still not be healthy, but
Yeah.
This is getting not good. The amount of time that's passing and us not hearing anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, from the people that matter, we've heard only good news, which the people that matter are Matt Reeves and James Gunn. They're the people that actually control the movie happening. And every time they're asked about it, Matt Reeves is like, yeah, we're almost done, like, writing the script. It'll film later this year. James Gunn says the same thing. Like, I haven't gotten a script yet, but, like, I'm really excited to get it, and it'll probably be shooting soon. So I've just got to remain faithful that it'll happen.
Yeah, dude.
And hopefully that's the case.
Yeah.
And the last piece, no, it's not. So Ryan Gosling went to some like festival and went on stage and talked about Project Hail Mary, and they spoiled an element of the book that I didn't want them to spoil.
Oh no.
So I can say it because it's like part of the synopsis now. It's not like a spoiler. I thought it would be a spoiler, like because I've read the book and it's something that's hidden in the book. It's not on like the back of the book, but this tweet says Project Hail Mary will include a friendship between Ryan Gosling's character and an E.T. type lovable alien named Rocky.
Oh my god.
So not only did they fuck the movie for so many people, like that was, for the people that haven't read the book, that's hidden. And it's like the best part of the book.
Yeah, it's a
You have no idea that he meets an alien.
mystery. Like he gets there and like sees another ship and he's like, holy fuck.
That's like a crazy part of the book. He
Yeah.
sees another ship and they're like blinking a light at him to like communicate. And he's like, oh my God, there's a person out here. So I hate that was spoiled for not only the people excited for the movie, but the people that haven't read the book yet. Now they know that happens in the book.
Yeah.
So that sucks ass. That sucks real ass. Big ass.
Yeah.
That was like my one thing I just was asking for with the trailer was don't spoil that. And they did it.
I think so. I'm upset about it. I'm on your side. But I do think there's no way that they do a trailer for a Project Hail Mary movie and they don't spoil that. hard.
Yeah, I guess I have too much faith in
Yeah.
people for some
Because
reason.
I'm like, how do you sell Project Hail Mary? It's Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling's Interstellar. That's
yeah,
how.
Ryan, but I mean in a trailer, like how do you cut like that together? Too many clips of Ryan Gosling in a ship.
Yeah, it's flying through a ship. You play some intense music. You have him saying science shit.
Yeah, but they're not gonna do that. Like
But they could.
they could, but
You said how, and I'm saying that's how.
well, I'm saying like they're trying to like pander to the average person, and the average person is an idiot. So they're like, we need to tell them exactly what this is, so that they're happy when they go to the movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very disappointing.
Yeah,
But they can make it up to me by making the movie good.
hell yeah.
Yep.
Make
Next
it
piece
awesome.
of news is very sad. But Val Kilmer passed away. This was a while ago, but we haven't recorded, so this is our first time talking about it. But he was 65. Very sad. I love
very sad.
Val Kilmer, man. Gay Perry, Iceman,
Doc
Chris the
Holliday.
Hairless, like Doc Holliday, you name it. I mean, that guy was just an absolute menace and seemed like really good person too. So,
Yep. Dude,
I'm like
Now I'm
65 is like pretty young. Like Tom Cruise is in his 60s.
yeah, but Tom Cruise is a freak of human movement.
Yeah.
But no, him and Willow.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to remember his fucking name in Willow. Warwick Davis says it like 12 times. He's such a fun guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like dressed up as a woman in Willow at one point, and it's so funny, dude. I love Willow so much.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Rest in
Val is-
peace, Val Kilmer.
Val's awesome.
Very sad. Now, this news came out on April Fool's, and I thought it was an April Fool's post. I did not believe it whatsoever. But like a week went by, and I was like, so was that like a real thing? Or was that like, am I stupid? Was that like a real thing? People were saying it's a real thing. A sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is in the works at Netflix. David Fincher is set to direct. And Quentin Tarantino has already written the script.
Yeah, it's definitely not real.
It's apparently real.
What the hell?
It sounds so insane to me that I just can't believe it. But I think what happened was Tarantino wrote a script. It's probably The Movie Critic, that movie that he was about to make for like a long time. It was rumored that Paul Walter Hauser was going to be the lead in it.
Oh, people said Shane Gillis was going to be.
Yeah,
in this.
people said
Yeah.
that Shane Gillis was going to be the lead. That was probably what this is. and maybe they tweaked it a little bit, but it follow-up posts have said it's going to follow Cliff Booth, but it's not a sequel. It's just like a different Cliff Booth story, which is still a sequel, but
What if it's him in his heyday?
I don't know. I don't know
of-
what it is, but what probably happened is Tarantino wrote the script and then realized, I don't want this to be my last movie, so he's just giving it to someone else.
I hate that he boxed himself in like that.
Yeah. Because he's an idiot.
You don't have to, like, even if that is your goal, you don't have to tell everyone that. Because now you're going to look like a moron if you just keep making movies.
Yeah. Imagine he, like, writes the script. It's amazing. He gives it to Fincher. Fincher makes, like, a masterpiece. And then he, like, writes another script, and he's like, I don't want to make this my last one. So he gives it to someone else. They go make a masterpiece with it. And then the movie he picks, like, is shit. He makes his first bad movie. Yeah. But, yeah, his whole reasoning is so stupid because people don't think like that. When someone is old and they make a bad movie, no one cares. No one's like,
to mention,
if Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon was bad, that does nothing against his legacy. Yeah. That does nothing to change what he's done as a director. No one would change their opinion on him. Like, Spielberg's made some movies that people don't like. People don't like Ready Player One. It doesn't. I think it's good, but it does not change their opinion on him at all.
Yeah,
when you get older, you get worse typically at your job. Like, you're not in your prime anymore.
Yeah.
But I just think that's so stupid.
Not to mention, it's a lot of the best directors, like, they're good movies, they have a lot more than 10.
I think it's also, like, selfish because you're depriving, like, your fans of so many more movies that you could be making that they could enjoy because you don't want your image to be hurt.
Yeah.
It's like, he's not that old. He's probably in his 60s. He could make a lot more movies that his fans would love. And he's not doing it because he doesn't want his image tainted. Which it wouldn't.
Yeah.
He has like a flawless filmography. Which I guess is why he doesn't want to mess it up. But, like, if your 10th movie is your first bad one, oh shucks. I mean, It's not the end of the world. Most directors have a bad movie. Michael Mann's second movie was bad. Yeah. So, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
No, Martin Scorsese's, like, first couple movies were bad. Like, Boxcar Bertha. No one likes that shit. No one likes that.
Yeah.
Spielberg's first movie was Duel. No one talks about that. Like, it doesn't matter. You're not judged by your bad movies. You're judged by your good ones.
Yeah.
That's why people love M. Night. Like, they love him because he's made a lot of good movies. They're not like, oh, well, he made The Last Airbender, so I don't like him anymore.
Yeah.
No, that you just don't watch that one, and you watch the good ones.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Anyways, we talked too long about that. But did you have a thought on that? Or
no, I just think it's a stupid thing.
Yeah, he should direct it, but I'm glad it's not just, like, never getting made since he doesn't want to direct it. I'm glad Fincher's doing it.
Oh, I thought you were saying, like, what do I think about him not wanting to make more movies?
Oh, no.
I thought that was stupid. No, I'm glad they're doing a sequel to
That sounds so
Once
good.
Upon a Time. Yeah, everything you described is awesome.
And it's going to be weird seeing Tarantino dialogue, like, directed by Fincher.
Yeah.
I'm, like, really interested to see that.
Yeah.
John Wick 5 is happening, apparently. I'm disappointed by that. As much as it's my favorite action franchise. Just don't do it. 4 was the best one. It's the best action movie of all time. And it was very fulfilling. Leave it there.
Yeah, and it's not that I don't think that they can, like, outdo themselves with 4. Like, there's people that think that this is the best movie of all time, and then someone makes another movie, and obviously it's better. That happens all the time, so I don't think they're not going to top themselves. I just feel like you've ended that chapter. You're now telling, like, sequel stories.
Mm-hmm.
Leave that character alone.
It's like when, like, they're talking about doing more Toy Stories after 3. It's like, yeah, you can probably make more good ones, but it was perfect at 3. So leave it at 3.
And it seems like they're having trouble getting things off the ground that's in that universe that isn't like connected to John Wick.
So
somehow.
Maybe don't.
Yeah,
I know it's a crazy concept.
Yeah, but, like, Ballerina is now, like, Ballerina, a John Wick film
from the world of John Wick.
From the world of John Wick, and then they did their the Continental TV show.
Yeah, but that that was a weird one that like wasn't. It's like not canon. I don't think.
I don't know.
It's not really like a part of the John Wick world. It's weird.
I don't know of anyone that watched it.
Stahelski wasn't involved in it. Like I don't really think that's like part of. It's weird. I don't know.
But yeah, and then like they're doing Ballerina. They've now attached it to John Wick, and now they're doing John Wick 5, which after 4 feels like a pretty big like fuck you to the audience.
Yeah.
So I think if you really like that world or you want to explore that world, like you can do a movie with like Stick or fucking
Stick?
or no, not Stick. I'm thinking of Daredevil.
Yeah.
This is Kane. Yeah, I'm thinking of Kane.
I don't even think you should do Kane.
I think don't do anything in the John Wick world. There's nothing like it's cool. It is unique, but it's nothing like insane.
I
know
think
what I mean?
just start something new in the world. Just start with new characters, like have a new John Wick, like have it in the world with the Continental and the coins and all the high table and all that shit, and then just create a new character and like start movies with them, and then like maybe here and there you see like a flashback with John Wick and you're like, oh woo,
Yeah.
but like
Or just cancel John Wick 5 and do Ghost of Tsushima.
yeah, that is what that's what's happening.
Dude,
That's what I'm excited about.
that would be hard as fuck
Yeah.
if he did a Ghost of Tsushima.
Stahelski's making a Highlander with Henry Cavill. Let's fucking go. And
We need to watch that.
Supposed to be making Ghost of Tsushima. But like if you're making John Wick 5 and Highlander, when's Ghost of Tsushima happening? You know, that's what I want to figure
And whatever answer you say,
not
it's
soon
not soon
enough.
enough.
If it's not today, it was too long.
would you rather him make a Ghost of Tsushima movie or something involving traditional knights?
Like something original? Like he writes his own script?
Yeah.
That.
I don't know which like aesthetic you like more, the knights
I like knights more than samurai,
and samurai.
but it's close.
Okay.
And a John Wick prequel anime is happening and being directed by the director of Kubo and the Two Strings. And it follows John Wick killing all of his rivals in one night to free himself from the high table.
Dude, I just thinking of like how sweet and innocent Kubo was, and then
Yeah.
it's John Wick murdering people.
Yeah. But this is cool. This
No,
is
that's
more like
cool.
what I think they should be doing.
Yeah,
It's an anime, so it's not like he's not going to be old and be like, why is he old? And this is a prequel.
yeah.
Like that'd be weird. But an anime like with the John Wick visuals could be really cool. And it's like it's a story that they've hinted at before.
Yeah.
That they've said like he did an impossible task to get released from the high table. So now we're getting to see that just in like anime form. I think that's cool. As long as Stahelski's like involved and he's saying like this is canon, like this is what actually happened, then I'm down with it.
If they're doing that for the anime, it really makes me wonder what the hell John Wick 5 is going to be about.
Yeah, who fucking knows? They're being crazy. But that's all the news. Thank fucking God.
Yeah, we're really. This
Yeah.
is just a news episode.
Yeah. But I've got some trivia.
Hit me.
What building does Patrick Bateman live in?
No idea.
I live in the American Gardens building.
Oh yeah.
That's what he lives
When you asked me that, all I could think of was when he went into
He shoots that guy.
that is funny.
Shoots the desk guy.
No, he goes into God, what the fuck is that guy's name?
Hell yeah.
What is Jared Leto's character's
Paul
name?
Allen.
Paul, yeah. He goes into Paul's apartment and he's like,
I can't believe Paul has a nicer apartment than
Yeah.
mine.
He was like, but I take a deep breath and I collect myself. Like he went into full panic mode when he saw he has a nicer apartment.
Yeah. What year did American Psycho come out?
I don't know that either. No. 2000. I don't know.
I mean, all you gotta do is make
I was
a
gonna
guess.
say like early 2000, maybe 2005. That was crazy.
2000.
2000.
Yep. And last one, when Gene asks Patrick Bateman what he needs duct tape for, what does he say?
I'm pretty sure he says taping something.
I need it for taping something.
That is what
That's
he
what he
said.
And if you're wondering why I did 3 American Psycho questions, fuck you. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It was the 25th anniversary of American Psycho. So
Oh, that's awesome.
I wanted to celebrate a little bit,
Yeah,
you know.
even more news.
Yep.
I gotta get my trivia now.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's gonna be. I feel like you're gonna. Oh,
Oh.
that's a Tool video. I
Whoa.
apologize.
Whoa, now.
That was a Bosch Naylor I was watching. Okay. I feel like you're gonna blast through these. But
All right.
I gave it the old college try. What books is the wife famous for writing in Gone Girl?
Amazing Amy.
Hell yeah. What's
chump
the
change.
wife's last name? A little bonus trivia.
I don't know.
Wow.
Fisher?
Amy Dunn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. that
Oh, I
doesn't
should have
matter.
known that. Because I remember Nick Dunn. Like, that name sticks in my head, Nick Dunn, but not Amy Dunn. I forgot that, like, he got her. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I should have known that.
What year did Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius release?
Ooh. Definitely a late 2000s, right?
I'm asking you the question.
And now I'm asking you one.
I don't know, dude.
Oh, God. 2007? 2008?
Nope.
2006? Boy, genius. 2009? It wasn't 10. No way it was 10.
Nope.
5.
Nope.
4.
No.
Dude, what? 2010?
No.
11?
No.
4?
No.
3?
No.
Did I miss one? 12?
No.
13? I've said 13 to 4. It's not from 2004 to 2013.
Earlier than any date you've said so far.
2003?
No.
2002?
No.
2001.
Yeah.
Holy
Came out in
fuck.
2001.
Dude. That's crazy.
Yep.
I did not know that. I thought that came out when I was like 7 or 8.
Maybe
I thought I
there's some-
remembered that coming out.
No, maybe there's some kind of stipulation, but Letterboxd has it listed as 2001.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy talk.
Sorry, I had to blow your sack off. Like
You
that,
did.
dude.
Consider my sack blown off.
All right, my next one is guess the movie by the quote.
All right.
I don't know much about this Cable fella, but I guarantee you he hasn't killed as many people as melanoma has.
Deadpool 2.
Yep. Do you remember who?
I can hear you rummaging around in there. Yeah, that was Peter.
Yeah, Peter.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Is that it?
Yeah, I just realized I forgot to do the bad movie description.
Okay, I got one. I feel like since we took so long on the news, we should skip Cinemarathon.
Okay.
But my bad description is: fugitives go on the run after a heist gone wrong.
Bottle Rocket?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. Bob stole his car.
Bob stole his car.
Talk, Stretch.
We're on the run, man. Or no, he says, we're on the lam.
We're on the run from Johnny Law.
No one fucking cares. They did what they did.
Oh, man. And then my Letterboxd review.
I did do
You have
that.
that?
I did do that.
This is by Pie Boney.
Awesome.
Yep. 4 stars. Boners and all.
Bones and all.
Yeah. No.
The movie's not Bones and all?
No. You always think when I say like when there's a review that's like a movie name spoofed, you always think it's that name, it's that movie.
Yeah.
But like people don't do that for that movie. It's like from another movie.
It had to be a Timothy Chalamet movie, I would think. Is it Call Me By Your Name?
No.
I don't know what the hell that could be then.
Dude. Use your brain.
Is it Dune?
No.
Is it a Timothy Chalamet
No.
movie?
Use your brain.
Movie where people eat people?
No,
No idea.
Carl. We just watched it. Who made Bones and All?
Oh. Queer.
Good grief, son. That should not have been that hard.
I mean, it didn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Bones and All was directed by who?
Luca.
Queer was directed by who?
Luca. So you're telling me it
And
makes
Queer
sense?
features what kind of people? Gays.
Yeah.
You know what gays get? Boners.
I'm okay, so I can go on Ready Player One, right, and leave a review that says hate them gas chambers.
No, you're not.
No, that'd be weird, right? That'd be really weird, right?
But the review
Bad
for
day
Queer,
for them Jews.
the review for Queer doesn't just say Bones and All. It's making a joke about the movie.
Yeah, a movie that it's not about.
It's making a joke about Queer. They're inserting something from Queer into
Listen.
the review.
You did bad. We're gonna move on to the next one. My movie review. All right, this is from Joe G. False advertising. I did not get hard during this film. In fact, I was very flaccid due to how many times I saw Will Ferrell's white ass.
Get hard.
Yeah,
Let's go. That was pretty funny.
thank you.
Watcherino time.
Mine. I logged some stuff. I wrote it down, like what I watched, but then I stopped because so much time had passed and I lost track of what I had seen.
That's rad.
Yeah,
That's super awesome.
but I have the important stuff listed.
My good pal. I watched Sing Street.
Awesome.
Gave it a 3.5. It's pretty good. Not much to say on that. Then I watched A Working Man.
We watched.
Dude, this was so long ago. That's so crazy.
I know. We
Um,
watched A Working Man.
I
Forgot we did.
I thought I would really like A Working Man because I liked Beekeeper, and it was like another Beekeeper. It was like
Yeah.
it was Jason Statham having a new working class job, taking names and kicking ass.
Yeah.
I was like, this can't go wrong, and it went wrong.
Yeah.
I'd say it definitely went wrong. I was blown away by how bad it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's like such an easy movie to get right to me, and I thought it was real. It felt so long. Like the story is so bad and so generic and bland and awful. And when you hear about this movie, my first thought when I heard A Working Man and like saw the trailer, I was like, okay, this is gonna be like Beekeeper, but he's gonna be making like working class, like construction working puns.
Yeah.
He's gonna have like a sledgehammer, and he's
like
gonna
a nail gun.
Yeah, he's gonna like kill someone with a clock and be like, time to clock out or something like that. Like,
dude, you're writing a good movie.
yeah, like
you're shitting gold right now.
yeah, or like he breaks someone's leg with a hammer, and then he goes, it's hammer time, something like that.
God.
He doesn't do that. He does not make a single pun the whole movie, and he doesn't kill people with any like tools, power tools or anything. He's using guns.
Yep.
He's just a guy using guns. Him being a working man has nothing to do with anything. It never comes into play.
Yeah.
He's a working man, and then the second something happens, he just turns into John Wick, and he's using handguns and weaponry. What the fuck is the point of making him a working man?
The only thing that it affected was how he dresses and he drives a truck.
Yep.
Those two things are the only thing that relates to him having a blue collar job.
Yeah. It's awful, dude.
Yeah,
it's like such false advertising to me.
There's one sequence where he fights people at a construction site, and I was like, okay, this is
heating up.
Okay.
Heating up.
I feel it. And
Yeah.
then, dude, there was a moment in the movie where I genuinely didn't know what was happening. I was like, why are we doing this?
Mm-hmm.
No idea what the fuck was going on. And this is a mild spoiler, but it was when he was buying meth.
Yeah.
I was like, what the
This
fuck
is such a
just
big
happened?
leap.
Yeah.
Like, it's like him trying to be a detective and like find someone, but it's like you
just
would
killed
not, you would never in a million years know you would find this person you're looking for by doing this.
Yeah, there's that. Number one, it's just a stupid plan because he had no information. But we also just watched him kill like 4 gang leaders.
Mm-hmm.
So why is he now like, I have to play it by the books on this one?
Time to go undercover.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You've killed 7 people.
Put a sledgehammer in his head. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, you got to go find this guy. And he was like, all right, time to buy meth.
Yeah.
That's the train. That's the
I thought-
events that took place.
I thought for sure there would be a moment where he puts on a tool belt and like loads stuff up.
Dude, yeah. Like the scene in Deadpool and Wolverine when he's in the elevator and you're getting like the zoom in shots of him like filling
Yeah.
up his belt and like slapping his ass and shit like that.
Yeah.
That would have been so much fun to see him like put on his hard hat
Yeah.
and like put on a belt and like slide a hammer in. Like there was so much to do with this concept and they did nothing with it.
Yeah, they really shit the bed, dude.
It was so disappointing.
They shit their pants worse than I do after Japanese.
Yeah,
I mean,
much
come on.
worse.
Yeah.
Much, much worse. I gave it a 2. I don't even know why I did that. It should be like a 1.
Yeah.
I really didn't like that. Like, considering how good it should have been.
Yeah, I'd never go back to that ever again.
Yeah, that was bad. I rewatched Dream Scenario. I was like taking a nap and needed something I've seen before, and I ended up watching all of it. It wasn't as good as it was the first time.
I was worried about that with Dream Scenario because at least one of the big scenes that we laughed at really hard when we first watched it. I was like, I feel like once you know it's coming,
Yeah.
it's a lot less fun.
It wasn't, it was the corner scene, and it wasn't
was,
as funny on rewatch.
Yeah.
One thing that was still really funny was in the restaurant when she's walking away, and she's like, "I'll see you I'll see you in my dreams," and he's like, "Yeah, you just have to."
Yeah.
And it's like super natural and like awkward. And there's a scene where this girl's trying to get it on with him, and he farts, and that was pretty funny. But
Yeah.
like, or it's when he farted as well.
Yeah.
Like at the same time, which was funny. But like
That's hilarious.
I gave it a 3. It was like it's still fine, but I was disappointed that I didn't like it as much. I watched Elemental. Thought I'd not like this much. I was in the company of someone that wanted to watch it, so I watched it.
You dirty dog.
And I ended up actually liking it. I thought it was good. I gave it a 3.5.
It seems so generic to me
Yeah,
from
it
the
does.
trailers.
But it was like really funny.
Huh.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I want from an animated movie. It's like, be sweet, have a good message, be funny.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. I
I
like it.
probably have to check that out. Logan voiced her opinion on wanting to watch it once. And I was like, yeah, we'll get to it. And then I bided my time and waited until she forgot about it.
Mhm.
So I haven't had to.
It was actually good. I
I'll
didn't
check it
mind
out.
watching it at all. Rewatch La La Land. What do you
As
want me to
one
do?
does. Come on.
Yep. I watched Walk the Line. Been excited to watch that for a while.
Holy cow.
'Cause I like
did
James
not
Mangold.
know you partook.
Yeah. I've always heard it's really good. I like James Mangold. I like Joaquin Phoenix. Didn't like this movie too much.
Really?
I thought it was boring as shit. I thought nothing happened. I thought nothing fucking happened. I can't tell you one thing that happened.
It's been a really long time since I've seen
Also, he doesn't like. Everyone's always like praising his performance in this movie. I don't get Johnny Cash vibes from him at all, ever. So, yeah, I don't know.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I do remember getting a decent amount of Johnny Cash vibes. I know it's very different than how Joaquin acts in person, which is why I think it's very impressive.
Yeah, but my review was the only line I was walking was the line of snoozing up top.
Oh my god!
Yep,
You got him.
got him. Gave it a 2.5. Then we watched the Minecraft movie. Chicken Jockey.
Flint
Let's
and
go.
Steel,
Flint and Steel.
dude. I was like, why the hell are you making me do this?
Yeah.
We went and watched it. I hate to break it to you folks, I had fun. I had what you would call a good old time.
Yeah. As everyone knows, the Minecraft movie's been having some trouble.
Yeah.
Because these youngsters, these whippersnappers, are going in there. They're yelling chicken jockey. They're throwing their popcorn. They're just being rascals. And don't ever do that. Don't ever throw your popcorn. Don't ever create a mess that the workers have to clean up. But my theater wasn't doing that. They weren't throwing popcorn. That would have been a problem.
Yeah.
But they were reciting lines from the trailer as they happened. And in any other movie, that would have bothered me. But this was not any other movie. This was a Minecraft movie.
This was a situation where it felt like
it made it better.
Everyone's a part of the joke.
Yeah.
And we're all having fun.
It made the movie better to me.
Yeah. They were chanting chicken jockey.
Yeah.
As we sat down.
We were watching trailers and they were yelling chicken jockey in unison.
But everyone was like pretty respectful.
They were respectful.
And like I had a good time. I liked everyone yelling chicken jockey. I liked everyone fucking yelling Flint and Steel.
And when he said his name, everyone was like, I am Steve. Everyone said it. And I was like,
we mine, then we craft.
That's Minecraft. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying it, like chanting it out. And I was like, dude, this is fun.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. And also, that aside, I just didn't think it was like the worst movie ever. Like, I thought it was directed by the guy that did Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre. So he has like a touch for comedy. Mm-hmm. And I could tell. Like, I thought there were a lot of lines that were really funny. I thought the movie got worse when they went into the Minecraft world. I thought it was really funny and fun when it was in the real world. And Jason Momoa's character was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But like there's a scene where this kid is in class and like the scene's starting with him just in class and the teacher's teaching. And he's like, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was like, yeah, sorry I didn't grade your papers this weekend. My life's a fucking nightmare. And he's like
just introducing himself. He's like, my name is such and such. I'm the English and PE teacher. A little something about me. My financial life is a disaster.
Yeah. I wouldn't wish my life on my worst enemy, is what he said. And I was like, that was super funny.
Yeah.
And that's not even like chicken jockey or like a pig with a crown. Like, this is just a guy in the real world. And I thought it was funny. And
I think the pig with a crown was a Technoblade reference.
What's Technoblade?
He was I think, I'm not super familiar, but he was a YouTuber. He got really famous off of Minecraft, and he unfortunately passed away at a really young age. But he was really popular.
Was that like his profile picture?
I don't know. It might have been like the mascot he used for his profile. I'm not 100% sure, but it was a really sweet thing, like a sweet nod. If that's what it was, I could be wrong.
You know what the worst part of the movie was, though? They were missing somebody. They were missing... What's the recommended amount of annotated wham for my Minecraft server?
They definitely should have got that.
Why was he not in there?
That was...
Sorry, what did you ask? Detotated wham. Where was he at? They should have been called a Minecraft movie, Detotated Wham.
Yeah, dude.
It would have been a much better movie.
He was a customer in fucking Jason Momoa's shop.
Yeah, he walks in there.
Out.
What's the recommended amount of detotated wham?
Shut up, kid.
Shut up, nerd. Get out of here. That would have been so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave it a 2.5. Like, it was fine. Like, I didn't hate it. Thought it was pretty funny. Had some funny jokes. But there were also a lot of like kid jokes that like just obviously aren't going to land for us because it's a kids movie. But like, I had a fine time.
Yeah. And this might sound bad to me. I didn't really like the kid actors too much.
No, they weren't good. They were bad. But what are you going to do? You know, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Liked it more than the Mario movie, that's for sure.
Oh, it's much better. Dude, I couldn't stand... I was watching a Penguins review, Moist Critical, and he was shitting on Minecraft and saying, like... And it wasn't even like they didn't even, like, try with this like they did with the Mario movie. I was like, am I in fucking Looney Tunes right now?
No, I think like, the Mario movie's divisive, more divisive than people...
I don't even want to talk about the fucking Mario movie.
People dick ride.
There's people that think
Mario.
that movie's good, and that, you know, just cut your head off and send it to me in a box.
So I can laugh at how
yeah, so
stupid it is.
I can point at you and call you names. I watched Young Frankenstein,
Hell
aka
yeah.
Young Frankenstein. Had to watch this for my Real Talk challenge, and I enjoyed it. Gave it a 3.5. Really funny parts. Thought it was just like a hair long, maybe dragged just like a little bit. I think it was like an hour 40. I would have liked for it to have been like an hour 20, but I liked it. I thought Gene Wilder was a dog as always.
Dude, Gene's a fucking crazy man.
Yeah,
I
he's
love
a
me
rascal.
some Gene.
I love Gene.
I was very surprised you liked it though. I didn't think the jokes would land with you. Like,
yeah, it was funny.
well, it's like just a different comedy style, and I was like, that was your first Mel Brooks movie, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, this can be kind of off-putting to some people. Like some
Yeah.
people don't think it's funny.
yeah. No, I thought it was funny.
I like it.
Then I watched something much better. Little film called Wild Hogs.
Hell yeah, dude.
Now, when I turned this on, there was a part of me that was really scared because you always have those movies you watch as a kid and you're like, oh, this is awesome. You have such fond memories of it. And you always talk about, oh, you haven't seen that? Oh, I watched that all the time. Then you watch it as an adult and then you realize, oh, this isn't good. I just like this because I was a kid. And that happens a lot, but not when we're talking about fucking Wild Hogs.
Hell yeah.
That doesn't fucking happen when we're talking about Wild Hogs. This is a fucking classic.
Yeah, it's so disappointing when that happens. Where you're like excited about a movie. You're like, dude, this is the one. I'm telling you. And then you put it on, and it's like that spark of like being a kid is like, oh, I was just dumb.
If you don't want that to happen, you know what you put on? You put on fucking Wild Hogs.
Yeah. Even kids could sniff that one out.
If
dude.
you haven't seen Wild Hogs, do yourself the favor. Put it on. Watch this film. It's magnificent. It's a magnificent film.
Yeah.
It's about living on the edge, you know? It's about going after it. You're not getting tied down by the restraints of your daily life. You're not getting tied down by health insurance and having a job and having a family.
Yeah.
You
It's
go
just
out
you
there
and the open
like
road, dude.
you and the boys. You go out there, you and the road, man. It's just you and the road, man. That's all it is. Just an open road, the wind hitting your face, nothing on your back, just you and the road. All right? That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And this shit right here, I could watch on repeat. I love Wild Hogs.
Yeah, dude.
It's so fucking funny, dude.
You have an insanely star-studded cast.
Yep.
With Wild Hogs. You got Martin Lawrence, John Travolta, Tim Allen, and I'm forgetting Dudley's
William H. Macy.
William H. Macy. Yeah. And then fucking dude, I'm brain farting like crazy right now.
Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta.
And the guy from Are We Done Yet? That plays every job in the town.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Well, you're gay.
Awesome. I'm agreeing with you about Wild Hogs.
Wild Hogs is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
There's so many jokes that I think are like really smart. Like, not to sound pretentious, but like there's just like dumb, like low hanging fruit jokes, and then there's just like really witty writing.
Yeah.
And early on in the movie, Dudley's riding on the back of John Travolta's motorcycle, and he's like, when you're riding on the back of a motorcycle, you got to like kind of hug him and like be up close with him. And they get off and they're walking into this bar, and he's like, I could feel you smelling my neck. and then he goes inside, and Martin Lawrence is like, were you smelling that man's neck? And he was like, his cologne is fantastic. And then later in the movie, they're on the side of the road, and like 100 bikers are riding by, and they're all staring at him. And Dudley goes, God, I can smell them from here. And so he has this running joke about him smelling guys' colognes that I think is just so funny. And then there's a scene with him, like, they're camping in the woods, and he puts his poop in a bag. And they're like, why'd you do that? And he's like, well, so bears don't get it. And then he's like, well, bears don't eat shit. And later in the movie, Ray Liotta's, like, picking on him. And he's, like, going up to each one. And he's like, and you're probably your wife's bitch, talking to Martin Lawrence. And, like, he is. So, like, he was getting, like, everyone's right. And he goes to Tim Allen. He's like, you're probably a podiatrist. And he's a dentist. So it was, like, they were like, close enough. And then he goes up to Dudley, and he's like, and you probably bag your own shit. And then Dudley goes, wow, you're good. And there's just so many jokes that, like, I was actually, like, busting out laughing. And then so I don't want to spoil the whole movie, but John Travolta does something bad.
Yeah.
None of the other guys know, and he's the only one that knows he did something bad. So the rest of the movie, they're like, they go to this town, they're trying to, like, hang out and chill, and he's acting like a lunatic. And it's so funny. It's like unhinged John Travolta, like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Like, they're all sitting there, like, drinking. He's like, we just need to hit the road, man. We just need to hit the road. And then Tim Allen's like, dude, just calm down. Like, we'll leave in the morning. He's like, you're just weird, man. You're saying weird shit, man. You're always saying weird shit.
It's like Face Off fucking John Travolta.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's sweating his ass off.
Yeah.
He's like, he can't even see because he has so much sweat in his eyes. It's just so funny, dude.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Watch Wild Hogs. You won't be disappointed.
You got the old fiver?
I gave it a 4.5. We're almost there.
Yeah. Couple more watches.
Yeah. Also, the soundtrack is fucking crazy,
Yeah,
dude. Dude, when John Travolta does something bad that I was referencing, and it's kind of a badass
The
thing.
Bon Jovi?
Dead or Alive?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
That was nuts, dude.
No fucking... Let me just give you a little taste, dude. Let me give you a little taste of...
It's all the same.
What they fucking do in Wild Hogs. Hang on. You hear this? See John Travolta?
Dude, yeah.
Oh my God.
They did us dirty on that one, dude.
You see John Travolta riding in the fucking desert towards
Yeah.
the camera? Oh my God.
Dude's a beast.
Yeah. It was a party in my pants. That's what I'm going to say about
Yeah.
Wild Hogs. That was awesome. Then we watched Warfare.
We did.
We're not the hugest fans of Alex Garland because his last 2 movies have been not good.
Straight up
Been
bad.
Been
Alex.
bad films. He has made good movies though. Ex Machina is good. Annihilation is good.
I'm not as huge on Ex Machina as other people are, but I do like Ex Machina.
Yeah, good movies.
Annihilation, I really like.
And he wrote 28 Days Later. That's good. And he wrote Dread.
Dread's awesome.
Let's go. But yeah, I don't like get super excited for his movies because as of late they've been bad. But I really liked this, and it's because Alex Garland's movies have been feeling very preachy lately, and they feel very preachy with no substance at all. They come off very pretentious, and they feel very hollow to me. And it feels like he's trying to make a smart movie, but actually has like nothing interesting to say, or has no new perspective on anything. And Warfare has none of that. Warfare has no preaching. It has no like real message. I would say the only real message is like war is ass, war sucks.
Yeah.
Don't go to war. But it's him co-directing it with a veteran from Iraq he's retelling this experience that he had. So you have a movie that's directed by like a very capable filmmaker that knows how to make a movie, and the other director is just the person that was there. So you're getting like a really detailed analysis and like recreation of this event. And that's why I think I liked it so much, and it's because all the fat's trimmed off. It's really short. It's right to the point. There's no messaging, and it's just telling an event, how it happened, a really intense situation where these American soldiers are in Iraq doing surveillance, and shit just goes awry. Shit goes wrong, and you're just watching it happen, and that's it. And I loved how simple and straight to the point it was, and how it was just you go in, you have this intense scenario, and you leave.
Yeah,
that's it. And it's very bare bones with the style. They don't do much visually to like make it super creative or anything, because they're sort of going for like a documentary aesthetic to make it feel very real and make you feel like you're there, which I don't mind at all. I think that was a really smart choice. And then there's like no music other than the opening scene. So it's very, they're really trying to like pull you into the environment and less make it like super cinematic, which I think works. So I gave it a 3.5. I fucked with it a lot. Really intense. Great sound design. Great acting. I love the cast. And I had a really good time.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. It was very simple, straightforward. I really liked the characters and how they were portrayed. They were like joking around and stuff.
Oh yeah, them in the night vision, like
the night vision stuff,
like jerking off, like while they're like in formation.
Yeah, they do a lot of like funny stuff, and it just adds it really humanizes these guys that are doing like insane stuff.
Yeah, because I was telling you after we left, like soldiers are always depicted in movies as like super serious people, but a lot of times soldiers are just kids. Yeah. They're just like 18, 19-year-olds that get shipped off, and like a lot of times they didn't even know they were going to be in a war. They're just going to the military like everyone else. You just expect like boot camp and the standard stuff, and then they get sent off to war, and these are just kids. And like just because you're in war and you're stationed in Iraq doesn't mean like your personality goes away and you being like a kid goes away. Yeah, like what I think is funny would still be what I think is funny if I was in Iraq. Yeah. So I liked them still showing like the humanity and like the personalities of these like young men in the situation, and not just depicting them as like these cold, hard, soldiers like most movies do.
Like even like Joseph Quinn, when he's like, "You've been in there a while." I was like, "Yeah, I live there now."
Yeah, just quick little shit like that. Like it just they had great like camaraderie, and I really fucked with it. Yeah. Then we watched Queer.
Yep.
How this went was we turned it on. We watched like an hour, and I was like, dude, this is really fucking good. There was
a point where your fucking jaw was on the floor.
Oh, yeah. It was a needle drop. There was a needle drop where I was like, dude.
There was a point where you came all over yourself.
Yeah. Carl looked over at me. Jaw wasn't touching my top lip. I'll tell you that. Yeah. It was dropped. There's a crazy needle drop in Queer. But I loved the first half. I thought the style and the visuals and the music, everything was just working for me. I was just really enjoying it. I thought it was so creative and unique. And then I fell asleep, and Carl finished it alone. And then he told me afterwards, he was like, dude, I didn't like Queer once you fell asleep. He was like, once you fell asleep, it got super weird. And I didn't like it. And I was like, okay, I'll have to finish it. I didn't like it either.
Oh, okay, thank God.
But here's the thing. Slight, I guess, like, it's not like, spoiler, like someone dies or anything. It's just like kind of where the story goes. Mm-hmm. In the second half, it goes a lot more like drug-based and a lot more like they're going to the woods to do, what's it called? Ayahuasca, yeah. And so the whole like third act of the movie is basically like a dream sequence with them being high on drugs. And I never like that. Yeah. I don't do drugs, and I hate when movies do drug sequences. People doing drugs and they're like tripping balls. I hate it. I never like it. So that's just me personally, like never appreciating that. I could see someone else really liking it. Maybe if you're into the whole drug movie or like hallucination scenes, maybe you'll really like it. I didn't like it. I was disappointed that that's where the story went, because I thought the first half was really good. The performances are great. Cinematography is so good. So fucking good. And the score is amazing. And the music's amazing, but I just didn't like where the story went. So it kind of killed my vibe.
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel that too. And they hooked me really hard because they do such cool things, and they set up this cool atmosphere they're in. It's a period piece. I'm not sure exactly what year it's supposed to be, but they're in
it's 50s.
It's the 50s. Mexico. They're in Mexico, which we don't really get to see a whole lot of ever. And they establish these characters, and there's this thing that they do in the movie. And again, this is kind of a spoiler, but the main character will be like sitting down somewhere, and then they'll overlay this like silhouette of this like the spirit of him doing what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is going to be so cool, you know, that maybe he develops emotions for someone that, you know, isn't queer or gay or, you know, whatever.
He's like fantasizing about like what he would do if the other person like,
or maybe the other
reciprocated his
person is
feelings.
hesitant about accepting those feelings. You know, at that time, it was hard to be openly gay.
Yeah. That was a technique that I was like, how have I not seen this before?
Yeah.
It was like, for example, like two people sitting in a movie theater, and then one person like, it's sort of like in Blade Runner 2049 when you see like Joy like overlapping.
Oh.
And you're seeing like two sets of arms and stuff, and it's like you still see the original version sitting there, but then one like copied version is like leaning over and kissing the other person, and then leans back, and that was it. And it was like signifying like what is actually happening and then what they want to happen. And I was like, that is so creative and so smart and so like obvious. It's like, how have I not seen someone do that before?
Yeah.
But that's just Luca, man. Luca's just, he's a dog.
No, he definitely popped off on here, but it really petered out. You know, you were seeing this, you know, this budding romance kind of happening with, you know, them finding companionship with each other. And by the end of the movie, I feel like there's not really any arcs that happen. The characters don't really grow at all. It's just like this shit happens, and then
I just don't really love the source material, I think, because he's adapting a book. So
I didn't know it was a book.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. I think that if they had just kept it more of like a traditional romance, I feel like it might have been a lot better. Or at least I would have received it a lot better than what I got.
Yeah. But I gave it a 3 because the second half just really killed it for me.
Yeah. I was going to give it a high review until the second half. I still don't know what I would give it because I'd never watch it again because of how shit the second half is.
Yeah. And then I watched Sinners.
You did.
Which my buddy didn't see for some reason.
I didn't. I had a crawfish boil too.
Yeah, but that was just one night, you know?
Yeah.
There was 3 more days
I asked
after
if
that.
you wanted to go again one night, and you didn't say anything.
So go see it yourself.
I wanted my buddy to come with me.
You can't see movies without me?
It's scary.
We have a job to do, Carl.
No, I can't remember why I didn't go.
Because you're
go
gay.
one day.
That's why. You could have. You didn't.
Probably.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm definitely gay.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I liked queer so much.
You didn't like queer.
I liked the gay sex parts. Anyway, Sinners.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
I was hoping we would be able to get into spoilers on Sinners.
No, keep it spoiler free. Tell me what you thought.
Wouldn't you like me to keep it spoiler free, weather boy? God, you're gay. Sinners was fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome. My score, I feel like, doesn't reflect how much I liked it, because I gave it a 4, which is my number 1 of the year already, but I feel like that's a little low, honestly. It's extremely original, extremely creative. Michael B. Jordan is phenomenal, playing 2 roles. This other kid, who's not an actor, I think he's a musician, Miles Catton. It's his first credit in anything, and he's like ridiculously good. And so all the acting's really good. The visuals are ridiculous. Actually ridiculous. Ludwig's score. Dude, so I knew Ludwig was doing the score for this, but then when I was watching it, I forgot he did it. It like never even, I completely forgot he did it, but as I was watching it, I was like, dude, this fucking score is nuts. This is crazy. And then the credits rolled and it said score by Ludwig, and I was like, yep. Yep.
Oh, it makes sense.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Good guy, yeah.
Yeah. The score is phenomenal, and I really liked what they did with the story because they built it up in a way that made it have a lot more meaning. Because it's like a fairly long movie for the genre, because it's like people are calling it a horror movie, and it's like it's kind of a horror movie, but it's also like kind of other things. But for like a horror movie, 2 hours and 17 minutes is really long.
Yeah.
But I think he uses the runtime really well, and it never felt boring. So once they get to the horror stuff, it feels very earned, and it feels like you know these characters well, and it makes it more impactful. And there's a one-take scene that is some of the craziest shit I've seen in a long time.
Oh my
like,
God.
Not just because of the camera work and the technical aspects, but like what they're doing in the scene is like such a big risk. And I was mind blown at what they were doing. Because it's like a decision that is going to probably turn a lot of people off. But it's the people that it's going to work for, it's going to like make the movie like a masterpiece. So I really, really liked Sinners a lot. I can't say too much without getting into spoilers, but I thought the trailer showed too much. I wish it wouldn't have. But is there anything else I can say? I guess not really. I guess once you see it, we'll talk more about it in depth. But it's like the exact kind of movie you would want Ryan Coogler to make after like being done with the Marvel stuff, because Marvel really like hinders how creative you can be.
Yeah.
And I like Marvel movies, and I'm not trying to just shit on them like everyone else does, but in terms of like being able to express yourself, you can tell like how creative and how great of a filmmaker Ryan Coogler is from Sinners. You can tell it from the other stuff too, like Creed and you know, Black Panther and stuff, but like this feels so uniquely original to him. And it's not based on an IP, it's not a remake, it's completely an original script from Ryan Coogler, which it's made so much money at the box office. And it's just so cool to see a movie like this with like black leads, black director, original screenplay. It got a $90 million budget, and it's like killing it at the box office. It's got incredible reviews, and I just love to see that. It's just so, it just makes me feel so good that like no one is really watching Sinners and not liking it.
Yeah.
It's on my friends list. I mean, it's got a 4.3 on Letterboxd.
Good grief.
That is insanely high.
Holy fucking smokes, dude.
There is one guy on my friends list that gave it a 3. And that's the lowest. And like there's no one that even gave it, okay, one guy gave it a 3.5. So there's like a 3, like 2 3.5s, and then the rest are like 4, 4.5s, and 5s. Like,
dang,
everyone loves it. And I'm going to see it again soon. But yeah, I fucking loved Sinners.
I am stoked to watch it, man.
Really, really good.
Yeah, I always get excited when people like are writing original stuff and it's like blowing up.
Yeah, super awesome. Then I went to theaters and watched Pride and Prejudice.
Hell yeah.
It was like the 20th anniversary, and I had never seen it, and the visuals always looked really good, so I was like, oh, people talk about this a lot. Let me go check it out. And the visuals are god tier. They are like the best. I said when I was leaving the theater, I said, if that story and characters were good, that would be the best romance movie I've ever seen, because the visuals are so fucking good. But I just didn't buy into the story at all. I didn't. There's like movies where two characters feel like electric and you like completely buy their relationship and you want them to like work out. And my example was La La Land. Like when you watch La La Land, you're like, these two people are meant to be together. Yeah. They have insane chemistry, and you just want it to work out for them, and you completely get why they like each other. And this movie, like, it's one of those stories where they kind of hate each other for like 90% of it.
Oh, okay.
And it's like enemies to lovers kind of thing. And I just had no idea why these two people liked each other at all.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really buy into the relationship. And I thought it was like pretty boring and like slow, but the visuals are really good. The score's good. But other than that, and I went, and just to add further context, I saw this with a woman, and she also didn't like it. So it's not just me being a man and being like gay.
Yeah,
like
dude.
I went because I wanted to like it, and I do like romance movies sometimes, like good ones, and I like Little Women. So like I can like movies about women.
Yeah, you
and
can
like
be gay sometimes.
yeah, of course. But like this, just like it didn't work for her either. So
Maybe she's
I'm not
sexist
crazy.
too.
Maybe that could be it.
Maybe she's awesome.
But yeah, I didn't like it too much, but I still gave it a 3. But I don't know, it might be too high. I think maybe a 2.5 is better. But what'd you watch?
Let me go to the old Watcherino. I watched a little ditty called Overlord.
A little ditty?
Yeah.
Don't say that.
I've been watching a lot of Righteous Gemstones, and they say that. I think it's funny.
That's bad news.
Yeah, I watched Overlord.
Oh,
Yep. It's got some like decent reviews. It's nothing crazy, but I thought it would be fun, maybe cool, badass. Wyatt Russell's in it, which I like Wyatt Russell. So I'm like kind of interested by him. Overall, I like him. I haven't seen him in a ton of like movie stuff, but I like him. Did not like Overlord.
that's my buddy's favorite movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I gave it a 2.5. And that's
Well, that's not
average.
liking it.
Yeah, that's average. But I had higher expectations for Overlord because it looks really cool. The idea behind it, I think, is really cool. But the execution, I just like, what the hell is going on, dude?
Okay.
And I don't want to get too deep into spoilers, but the visuals are really cool. I liked kind of the mystery of what was going on. It just felt like it like flew by way too fast, and then the time that they did have was kind of wasted on other stuff that wasn't as interesting. So didn't really like that too much.
Damn.
And then I watched The Dark and the Wicked, which is a horror movie. That's another movie that I didn't like too much. I thought the initial...
Was this a Tubi film?
I don't remember what I watched it on.
You've got a problem.
I don't remember what
You're
I watched
watching too many Tubi movies.
This actually might have been a, had to go find it kind of situation.
Wow.
But I didn't like it.
Felon.
Felon. The Dark and the Wicked started off strong, but it petered out at the end. It was like, almost like this family curse that had arisen, and it kind of felt like a more creepy version of Insidious for a second, but it really fell off at the end and turned into a big nothing burger. And then I put this on here. I didn't finish this movie, but I put it on here because it was absolutely insane. I put on a movie called November. And it looked cool. It was on a list of like folk horror movies to watch, and it has decent reviews. But the movie starts off, dude, not fucking joking you. There's this like wheel made out of sticks. It's like 3 like arms that like spins in a wheel. It just wheels out of a barn, and the center of it is like a bird skull. So it wheels out of this barn, goes to a different barn, and it sees a cow. And it wraps its stick arm around the cow and then starts spinning like a helicopter and then flies the cow across the fucking sky.
Oh, so it's the best thing ever.
No, dude, it's absolutely insane. And then it crash lands, and this guy like sees the cow and starts like praying. He's like, "Oh my God, the Lord delivered me a cow."
Well, of course.
And then they find like the broken wheel thing. And someone picks up the skull, and it squirts like this weird juice at him. And I was like, I'm not prepared to watch this movie.
I gotta save this for when I deserve it.
Yeah, I was like, I have to save this for when I have more cum to give.
Yeah,
But I just added that in there because that was wild.
that's crazy.
A crazy fucking way to start your movie.
Yeah.
So I turned that off, and I watched Crank.
This is the worst thing you've ever done to me.
I watched Crank, and then the same day went and watched Crank 2 High Voltage.
Me and my buddy have been waiting to watch Crank for a long time now.
Dude, I've been waiting to watch
and
a lot
how
of things.
he repays me by being such a great friend is watching Crank and Crank 2 High Voltage without me.
Crank is fucking awesome.
I bet.
It's absolutely awesome.
I bet.
I gave them both 4s.
I bet.
And, dude,
You make me sick.
I really can't even tell much. They're so funny, so over the top, so ridiculous. There's a point in the first Crank, just to give you an idea of like what we're talking about. Someone tells Jason Statham something, and he goes, "What does it look like? I got cunt written across my forehead." And then it cuts to him, and they added text that said cunt across his head. I was like, oh my God, dude. It's insane. I would recommend Crank to everybody.
Oh, yeah?
Crank 2,
Would
just
you?
as good, I think. That might be a hot take, I don't know. But Crank is awesome. I've been on eBay looking for the Crank 4K Steelbook.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
You fucking
They're
bastard.
awesome. And then I watched a movie called Deadstream.
Oh. Evan wanted me to watch this.
Did he?
I watched like a few minutes of it and I stopped.
It's not my cup of tea. It was okay. And the whole idea is that this YouTuber, he's like a streamer. He's what you would think. The movie starts out with like an apology video by this guy. So it's supposed to be like very, on the nose with what they're doing. The problem is the main character is annoying as hell.
That's why I stopped.
Yeah, he's annoying as hell. And I thought there would be a point where like once he realized the ghost stuff was like becoming like real, that he would like stop pretending to be this like persona he puts on for the camera and like become a real guy.
Mm-hmm.
But that never happens. They wind up trying to like play into this joke though of it being like a weird streamer that's always like being crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But it just stayed annoying to me. There's one like horror related joke that I did like, and it's one of the ghosts like captured, like jumps on him, and instead of like trying to kill him or anything, he just sticks his finger in his nose. And I liked that. That was funny. But other than that, the main character is still just annoying as shit. And I knew, I was like going in, and I was like, if this doesn't pick up soon with this guy, this is gonna be a bad one.
It's gonna be bad news.
And it didn't pick up. The guy was still annoying. He was still like, "Oh my God, guys, the ghosts are here." I was like, Jesus, dude.
Kill yourself.
Yeah, end it for me right now. I think that's it. And
No
then I
shows?
watched all the movies with you. That's it for the watch list. I have been watching a lot of Righteous Gemstones, though. You should check it out. You might like it. You see a lot of
Perhaps.
penises and gemstones.
A lot of penises?
A lot of penises and a lot of man ass.
I'm in.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
I've been watching Breaking Bad because I'm awesome.
Yep.
Because I'm a cool guy.
Not
Do
cool
cool
enough to
guy
watch
things.
Crank.
Why are you blue? I love Breaking Bad. Yeah, we have anything else to discuss?
I don't think so. I
Mm.
think that's it.
All right. Oh, get off the old bed.
What are we looking at here? That might have been a thick one.
I don't think so. I think probably like hour 48. Let's see what we got here. We're in. Oh, hour
So
54.
close, dude. Yeah.
That was close. Yeah, that's sorry for the month that we didn't upload anything. But we should be back on schedule now.
Yeah.
Should be ready next week.
Unless we change it.
Unless we don't, yeah.
Yeah.
Because of course we'll be ready unless we're not.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I will repay you unless, of course, I can't find you or I forget.
Yeah. But thank you, fellows, for listening, or fellettes.
It's fellas. Dude, it's fellas.
to the film scoop.